How's it going, everybody? It is Lockhart, your official Higa no Rufio content creator, which I will probably never get tired of saying, so if you don't like it, get used to it, because I think it's cool. Anyway, I wanted to talk about materials, where to get them, the shop, and all the little nooks and crannies of Higa no Rufio when it comes to leveling up your characters and getting affinity, blah blah blah. So let's get into it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go through the shop and let's talk some things about priority. You can go through some of these if you would like, but honestly, it is up to you. Some of these are, again, up to you, and that's kind of it. We go to the monthly card, and your monthly, this one, I feel like, is not a bad one to go. The show weekly 40% off ether attempts plus 20 is really good when you start getting into min-maxing. Daily first clear of extra gold, and then the eternal shop, and just small little tidbits here and there. You know, that's up to you, and then how you feel about the game, if you enjoy your time, blah blah blah. A lot of these, again, I feel, and I will just say that the game is quite generous. So the monthly and the battle pass are both good routes to take. Everything else is per how much, you know, you want your unit and stuff. This is kind of cool, but and the outfits are like really nice. So if you want to take a look here, it's not just the outfit, but the weapon too has changed, and I think that's super cool. So like again here, you know, quite snazzy, right? And then your Sheru. Like, what? Look at the little gloves and stuff. The Catcher in the Rye. Oh man, that book. And then for Ruko, for you Ruko fans, she's a good healer. So, you know, you feel attached to the character. You feel like, you know what, maybe. There it is. Top ups, blah, blah, blah. Now, we get into the real meat and potatoes here. Phase 1 is always the easiest. There is no reason for you to rip through Phase 1. Phase 2 is okay. But some of the things you'll get from Phase 2 for sure are the Muse's Smile, the Muse's Guide, these ones for your plays here. Any tickets when it comes to pulling, and Soul Essence Universal. These are always great to have. The rest of these, however, are going to be based on where you're at in terms of farming for your characters and how desperate you need them right this moment. Anyway, once you do clear each phase, you can see you get everything of Phase 1, then Phase 2 opens, you get everything of Phase 2. Phase 3 opens. Now, Phase 3 is just more like a unlimited, and this is like, you know, if you got a ton of these to exchange for here. The Radiant Shop. If you can, and you just stockpile, you should really save for Caesar, just like I did. And Caesar's play is here as well. Ruko also, you know, you get, you can buy like a bunch of Ruko shards, but like when you buy one, you get actually 20 of them. And Ruko is a good healer and a light healer, so not a bad investment to go with Caesar. And then again, if you take a look at Caesar's play, more magic resist, which is what Caesar needs. Increased healing received by 10%, which is great. Upon receiving healing, the next 3 basic attack speeds are increased by 10%. Each of the next 3 basic also grant 3 alt energy. The alt energy recharge effect can be triggered at one time per second. This is crazy strong for Caesar, and this will be my next batch. I will save and wait for then. But getting characters are a great priority because you can build a roster, and then there's always good cards that are in between that you can always use for them too. Then yellow, which you can actually farm for, this is a great way to go, so that way you can start collecting materials. Now, the most thing I bought was Ruko shards, again, because Ruko's not too bad. And but these awakening materials for your skills is like 10 is a really, like, it will give you a long way. It'll get you to level 8 pretty well, and then it just saves time on farming. You know, I pick up 10 of these and then you're gonna craft them. We'll go into that in a little bit. Mesmerizing Labyrinth. 37k seems like a lot at first, and really It's not. And this set isn't too bad because it's a 5-star set. The stats that come with are really great, and it's universal. AD and AP by 15%. Deals 25% more damage to enemies with over 60% HP. This is a great set to have on somebody who deals crazy amounts of damage when you're going into Armageddon, where you're going to be like the first to attack, you know, and it's just such a great set to have. Just in general, again, for raw stat purposes, it's nice. I would almost prioritize this depending on which characters you have. An Imperial Cat, increase skill damage by 20, increase skill damage by 2% per second, up to 15 stacks. Casting a skill will consume all stacks. This is somebody who has big AoE to do, and is usually somebody who takes more skill points to use that skill too, so you know that they're not going to use up these stacks right away. So it's like pretty great. Like, you gotta think it's 30% and then 20%, so it's a lot of damage. So for a caster, this is not bad at all. And if you take a look here, the damage is AP, which means great for casters, because usually a caster who has a high skill point consumption for their skill will not always prioritize first, right? So good to have. When you can, you should grab these. When you can, you should grab these. Again, these are great for enhancing plays, and all of these things you'll accumulate over time. Don't expect to have like an abundance. Don't feel bad for not having it right away, but over time you'll find, like, I didn't even know I had 100k yet, and I 5-starred all of these using the shop alone. And now I did get some randomly through the Mesmerizing Labyrinth, but the drops are not so high. I would say that, like, I got one of each, but I bought each of them first. And then maybe I just got one of each through the double drop events, and I bought the rest. This is where you get to be able to sign plays. Doesn't cost too much. All of this resets, by the way, right? So even though you buy it, it does reset. However, now you get into something interesting here. These plays, oh wait, not this one. Well, that's a good one too, actually, by the way. But this one here, you can get more affinity by doing stage clears. So you only need to get one, and you drop it on your character that you're building affinity for. And this one is for Niello. If you want to farm Niello, you can do it on auto and just drop this on there, and then they'll be able to get extra Niello coins. And then this is for credits. Great to have for farming. So in terms of priority, these are a little bit lower in priority, I would say, because like you do need a lot of credits. You'll find that like you're credit starved most of the time, and yellow coins obviously will help you get all of these. Every time there's a refresh, you get an instant 10 or whatever of each material that you would need to use to continue to awaken your character's skills. But I would say to power up your characters, this is what you want to do. If you want to farm overall, then, you know, it's not like, you know, you can get one of these and it'll still be cheaper than one of the 5 cards, right? Like you could get an entire set and it'll still be cheaper than getting one of these, but it depends on where you're at in the game. If you're starting out, for sure you can maybe like go for the yellow one, so that way you can get those, and then get the credit ones for another character, and then that way at least you have those 2 sets, and then work your way towards this. Team fight. The team fight is where you have it's the 3 teams versus 3 teams, best of 3, and you can see here that you can get these Rita coins, and you need about 80 of these coins to unlock Rita, who is pretty good. And you can get other stuff too, of course, but in this one I would recommend going for Rita if you're maybe struggling to pull. And it's great because like Rita was like her banner came out like earlier on, but you can still get the character. And here's the single fight where, surprise surprise, now you can get Basil. Kidding, I don't think that's his name. But anyway, but you can pull for him too. And again, you just need a certain amount of shards and you'll be able to pick them both up. I just wouldn't use these your resources to get more PvP coins. I just wouldn't. Honestly, just slow build. Take your time. The game is so friendly. It gives so we're gonna get into the third one, but you have two 5-star characters, not 5-star, sorry, habit SSR characters that you can just like use. And then the next part is a union shop. If you're not in a union, why get in a union? But you can unlock 30 of these Nuno shards, and this is Nuno the tank. But again, awakening materials that you can use to get to level 1 and 2, and that's fine. But Muse's Smile is usually what I save for, and Inspiration Sigil, right? And then your Eternal shop, should you get the monthly, and that's up to you. So just to recap, Radiant shop has Caesar, Team Fight has Rita, Single Fight has Basil. I'll take you to where you can go for those very quickly. If you go to your Outland, you go to Director's Showdown, and then bam. And then bam. Bam now. And then you get into your Single Fight and your Team Fight, which resets, which I already did a Team Fight, but I still have 5 tickets. But I will do that before the reset, for sure. So that are your shops. Now, the other thing is that, like, okay, where do you get your awakening materials? And like, honestly, it's pretty great how it allows you to backtrack super well. And by backtracking, I mean, so I want to level up her skill. Whoopsie daisies. I want to level up her skill. And oops, I don't have any of these. So it says that it's craftable. But I can't use any of those boxes. I can go to crafting. And this is how many I can make automatically at its max. So it'll always go to the amount required, right? But because I don't have enough to go to 14, it just gives me my max. So then, okay, I need some of these items in order to craft. If I go to like, so usually your highest rarity will take the least to craft. It'll give you where all the stages are. The most recent stage will give you a guarantee usually, and then you can just auto battle, right? When you select auto battle, just make sure you have offline mode, because like, you know, sometimes you're gonna like do a crazy amount because you have a lot of characters who require this material specifically. This will just help in that. And then like, if you're not, you know, if you're keeping your device on and you're done, you can just go all the way back here and it'll just take you back here and you're back at the character selection screen. I will just say this. It's 30k from 9 to 10, but from 8 to 9, it's 120. So the benchmark is quite high once you get to 9 to 10, and you also require more rare materials, which are these right here. And these are tour record, and you only get these through here, right? So it's not super easy. This portion of getting to 8 is not that bad. Like, I can show you that in my last video, I put Caesar to 5. I can still go more if I would like. If I need to craft more of these, I'll just have to farm, but technically I can make 39 of them if I want to, which if Caesar is my primary character that I'm working on right now, I might just spam it and then just get to 8. But just for argument's sake, I will just make, I think I need about 6 probably, I think, to do the 3 levels. No, I think I might need more. So remember that from 8 to 9 is 30k in terms of credit, right? So it's doubled, and then it's doubled again. And then once I do this, it'll be 130, and then once I do it again, it'll be 300k, right? And the materials are quite a lot, but, oh, like you can see it right here. I'm gonna go to crafting. Immediately it takes me to 3. So it's really intuitive in that way, and it's nice. Like, I don't have to think too hard. And then bam, I'm at 8, right? Power up. War, combat, power. And that's the easy version of that. Now, going into affinities. Now, gift giving, it's like, where do I get all of these gifts from? And I will tell you that it's not super obvious. Like, you don't just collect these items. Most of the times, they're coming out of your inventory. So you gotta go through your these boxes here, and you'll see that some of them will give affinity ones. So here we go. That's not the one. It's this one. There we go. That's not it either. It's the one after that, isn't it? You collect these over time, and they will be through missions, through you know, the exploration in your troops and your dailies. You'll get a lot of these. There you go. So I just got a bunch of them randomly, and same with these ones. Nope, sorry, I need to read these better. There we go. Nope, that's not it either. Anyway, so that I guess that's kind of it. So just keep in mind that oh, here we go. Random precious gift. Bam. Pizza. Not pizza. Pastry. So you'll get those there too. And then you can always have like a 5-star place select. These are really handy actually. And depending on where you're leveling up, you can, you know, get more of them. And you actually get them every now and then too, which is really nice. And that's kind of it. The last bit are these materials here. These materials are for your awakening, and these are the ones that you can actually farm for. So they will be in your holy domain, and in your holy domain you usually do 3 or 4. You can see that, like, oh, if you happen to have the thing, you can go 4 times instead of 3. And over the course of a month, that kind of like, that does stack, I will say. I think, like, you know, I'd imagine that having, so if you do it once on the hardest mode, you'll get about 5, let's say, on average. And so over the course of a month, that'll be an extra 150 shards with having that one extra turn. And they do add up, and they do, like, you will find that even though you're not pulling for dupes, like, you'll love, like, so Liv, for instance, is a character that I only got a single copy of, and I just decided to, I don't know, I thought I really needed her heals, like, and she was like my only SSR healer, so I was just farming these like nuts so that way she could get to phase 5. But phase 5 is actually, like, you know, it's pretty good, I think. So the awakening, so it's really good and a great way to slow build your characters. However, most of the times you can only slow build 1 at a time then, because you just can't simply, you know, it takes 10 of the shards to make 1 of these, so it is like a slow grind, and it does take more as you move up in the awakening level. And you can always go to the feline room, or you can go from the awakening screen and just, you know, select the one that you're gonna farm most of, or build most of. So you can see 70 went into only 7, right? So it does take a while, but it is it's a nice way to, like, be free to play, to be honest. So here we go. So you can see I have 200 because I guess I just haven't been paying attention. Usually I craft them as a part of my dailies, but anyway, so now I have 20 of these, and I think I have I'm super close to finally getting my Surcelet to 5-star, but oh yes, there we go. So I'm just gonna get that now. Wham, there we go. Good stuff. Lots of, like, some big increases here, which is really nice. And then this is like, I was looking towards getting this, so she just has better survivability instead of this one, because, like, damage mitigation is something that you can't really debuff, and it really helps because the other thing that she has is Berserk Rage and restores 40% of self HP, which is super nice. Again, you want that person to live long, especially if they're a hoplite. She'll ideally be my strongest character at some point in time. I just got to keep leveling up her plays so that way she can get there. The last thing is the materials to level up your plays. The materials that require to level up, you can always like, so I'm just like feeding all of this farm. So hopefully I didn't realize I even had so many. Is something you can get from the Mesmerizing Labyrinth. And it's also where you can get a lot of these junk plays, which I'm clearly using. And here we go. That's one of them right there. Bam. Okay. I still need a little bit more. Great. Is she at 20k yet? Let's see. Oh my god. Nope. And the Mesmerizing Labyrinth has gotten a lot better. It was not very good in the beginning, and it takes a while to get through, like for you to level it up, because you do have to go from here all the way over here. But right now, this is like the set changes, right? So this is today's 5-star set. On the Sundays, it's usually all of them, or whatever is in rotation right now. But each day will have its own rotation. And I try to be really frugal here in using these, because you can really obtain these through dailies and weeklies. So you don't get a lot. You get about, you only get a couple a day. So I usually like to hold on to them. And only use them when they're about to expire. So it requires a little bit of management here. Because every now and then we get a double drop. And because these sets are not so bad, I don't mind doing them on a Sunday and burning the ones that I'm holding on to. Because I haven't maxed them anyway, So it's not something that I know I'm going to waste. And as you can see here, I have 2 that will expire in 6 days. And then, so a lot of these will expire every now and then, And then you get a character amount, anyway. These are the pity books, and they'll go into the next one afterwards. Once you're once the limited banner is gone, and then it goes into the normal banner. So I think that's it in terms of materials and leveling up materials and shops that I didn't go through when it came to increasing your character's combat power. The last thing I will mention again, especially I mentioned this in my new player guide, like things for you to know, is just don't forget to use this and utilize it to help you farm your things, which I am over, so I will take that. And yeah, I will say, and I'm very hesitant to say it, but this game is relatively great for free to play. It's a slow grind, and that's okay, because like if they provide quite a bit, and the pity system is not so bad. Like I don't think it's the worst, because like at least it carries over. So like even if this character changes, this will carry over, and the plays are combined. So right now I'm at 122 out of 150, but that's because I used my 120 pity once already here to finish up getting all 3 plays. But you can see here that I haven't touched here yet, so it's still 120. So if I really needed something that I didn't have here, I would use my pity here too, or I could just hoard them because they don't expire, and that's like kind of nice. Don't ever pull for this, please. And same for this one. Like I don't think you need Nuno SSR that bad, so don't do it. But that's kind of it. Oh my god, my Ruko is gonna be my first fully awakened character. That's crazy. That's also because she's, again, super free to play friendly. And that's it. Maybe I'll do something like in the future in terms of like, what characters are great for free to play or whatever. But for now, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. This was initially brought to me by one of the users who mentioned that like actually just asked me if I could do a video about the shops, and I just thought, like, why didn't I think about that earlier? So anyway, thank you so much, Bobby Tan 1984. This was really for you, to be honest. So if it helps, I'm glad. Hopefully you're enjoying the game. I'm enjoying the game. I'm still like, I just picked up Caesar because I just for some reason didn't pay attention to the shop, and it's great because now I have like a mono light team, which I didn't have at all before, and that's great. So like and subscribe if you've watched until this point. And if I get to 1K subs or 100K views total, I would love to be able to celebrate that milestone by doing a giveaway for, you know, I have a passion for Gundams. I would love to share that with somebody through like a raffle or something, and I don't know, do a live or whatever. We'll see. But Hiken community, I think personally, are some of the best folks. You guys have been so awesome, super encouraging, and you're the ones who honestly keep me going on making content, because I'll do it anyway because I like the game, and I feel like it deserves some due and some exposure, but that little bit of extra encouragement just makes it worthwhile, I'd say. So thank you so much. And good night, guys.